G'day guys, my name's Josh, you can call me JaWoodle, and welcome back to 7 days, welcome back to update 1.1 now. The updates keep on coming, where I've come back to JaWoodle Park, my base building and testing world, because I had an idea the other day, where I think we can take one of the things the devs have brought in to make our lives harder, turn it around on them, and see if we can make the hordes a bit easier for ourselves. That's just what this place is, isn't it? With all my cliff bases and stuff like that, this world just exists because whenever the devs try and close the door on some idea that we have, try and close the door on our fun, they usually blow open a window somewhere. So this entire world just exists to try and find and then climb through whatever windows we can. But this time, do you remember like a while ago, a few alphas ago actually now, there used to be a way to completely avoid the Blood Moon hordes just by jumping on your bicycle or your mini bike or whatever the vehicles were then, and just pinning the throttle and riding away from it over the horizon and far away like there's some ducklings getting lost. You could just like abandon the horde basically. That used to be a viable option until the devs decided that that wasn't allowed anymore, and they put in fact I think if I can, I'll see if I can just show you, hang on. Just quickly set this to Horde Night. There we go. So they put in... Where are ya? There you are. They put in these super vulture hordes. The vomiting, pecking, hyper-aggressive, bloody murder pigeons about. They brought in these to try and stop people doing exactly that. If I wasn't on God mode right now, I'd already be dead. But look at this. Look at this absolute cluster of death trying to peck me down like magpies in the spring. When they brought in something like this, vultures are notoriously weak, so I reckon if that's what we're up against, we can use that against them. There's a few ideas I have in mind for this too. I mean, look, most of my bases, in fact almost all of my bases, both in JaWoodle Park and in proper playthroughs, usually have just spikes on the roof, because any vulture that touches a spike will just insta-die anyway, so that's like a super easy solution. But you've also got things like, do I have one of these ones? Yeah, like AA turrets or AV turrets on the roof pointing at the sky purely to peck them out of the sky. There's a lot of ways to kill vultures that are way easier than regular zombies, so especially for later game hordes, I reckon this could be exploitable. In fact, the first thing I want to do then, I'm going to jump back on the bike. I'm going to, in fact, let's go something faster, just so I can get a little bit more distance. I want to see how many zombie vultures are actually spawned, because that might actually be a pretty critical component about what, like, when this will work, or if it works, or how it might work. Jump onto you, go back to Horde, and I'm just going to get them in. Because I did see just before I was showing like what the whole idea was, there was a couple of regular zombies that also spawned. So if I could just get the whole zombie wave to spawn, maybe that's an option. Just run the pigeons over. I think I've got the whole, oh, no, sorry. I think I've got the whole wave spawn. So I keep accidentally murdering the pigeons because they run in front of my front wheel. Oh, there's a lot of ground zombies too. Okay, hang on. You, get your AI all turned off. So how many is that? Because this is the thing. So obviously you have different amounts of zombies you can spawn for Horde Nights. It was like 8, 12, 16, 24, 32, then 64. So if you have the right settings, could you just get an entire horde of pigeons and none of the zombies on the ground? Because how many do we have? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 vultures. Now I have the settings pretty high on JaWoodle Park to test kind of late game ideas, but so 12 vultures. So if you had the Horde Night set to less than 12, would it just be vultures? That could be the first step. So I went and checked the settings, and I did actually have this world set to 24 zombies, which kind of checks out. There was 12 vultures, and I assume, looked about right, about 12 regular zombies. So I've now set that down to just default, just 8 zombies per Horde Night, which isn't how many zombies will spawn in total, it's how many zombies can be alive at any one time. So I'm really hoping, if I have that set to a lower level, and I'm on the motorcycle, and I go to Horde Night, I'm really hoping that will prioritize the vultures, the pigeons, instead of regular zombies. But we'll have to see. Blood Moon is up. I'm not in God mode, so I don't want to die yet. Oh, no, there's a few. There's a few. In fact, okay. So it goes 50-50. I've got... Oh, no, I don't actually. I've got 3 vultures and 5 walkers. We'll try again. I'm really hoping to figure out kind of like how it's going to figure out what it wants to spawn. Oh, no. At best, it seems to be about 50-50. At absolute best. All right, that might have pissed on my idea immediately pissed in my cereal. Because what I was really hoping I could do is just build a bit of a tower, chuck a bicycle at the top, surround it with spikes or turrets or whatever, and then just, basically AFK the game. They've seen me coming a mile away like they're bloody blinking at an archery contest. So, I was hoping I could sit in the cage of spikes, it would only spawn the vultures, and they would just insta-die on the spikes, and I wouldn't have to lift a finger. Not so much, yes, it's AFK, yes, it's exploiting it, but it's using a game mechanic to our advantage, which is how all these exploits happen. But, okay, if there's still some ground zombies, there's still potential here. It won't quite be as clean and crisp like rice bubbles as I was hoping it would be. It's not gonna snap, crackle, and pop, but it still might be delicious. That's 2 cereal things in a row, actually. I might be hungry. I've just built a tower because I do want to see how this goes. And in fact, it might even be, I wonder if altitude matters. I wonder if you build all the way up into the sky. I'm only 14 tall. I'll go an extra one just for safety. I still think the magic number is 11, but if I just think 15 and build 15, I have some margin of error. What happens if you build all the way to the sky if they're not close enough to the ground to spawn the regular zombies? Now, the game thinks in vertical chunks, so even if you're at the top of the world, the ground that you're above is still close enough to spawn zombies, so at least that's how it used to think. I doubt that's changed for 1.0. We'll see. We'll see how that goes, but for now, I'm still going to build myself a cage, chuck down some spikes, and see if we can get away with this. Just start on the top lip, just go around the outside, make a little, a little crown of thorns. There's screamers here. All right, calm down. Everyone else got a crown of thorns. I don't think this base is going to be my messiah. I can go through, chuck all of these down. That should basically work. It's less of a crown of thorns, more of just a toughed up hairstyle from 2007 when you had to pretend like you didn't care but actually cared an awful lot. You. Yeah, I know. Bigger problem though than the screamers is I can't place my bicycle down. There's so many screamers. Oh, that's Horde. I didn't want to do that either. Do I have to build like a little way for to ride my bike into you then? I'll go like you, I'll go like that, and there you go. There you Sure, not quite what I had in mind. Just looking at this as well, I'm trying to think about how I can trick the game into doing what I want it to do, which is essentially all that I ever do. But I'm trying to think about how can I control the zombie spawns? And I do know that if you replace, zombies won't spawn on blocks that you've placed. So another tactic that I don't think has been patched out yet, another tactic to avoid the Horde is just to build a massive platform on the ground of blocks that you've placed, because that will mean that the zombies won't spawn on it. That might be an option too. If the zombies can't spawn on the ground, it can only spawn pigeons. You might be able to force the game into doing what you want to do. But we'll come back to that. God mode on, jump onto you. The only problem is that when I'm on the bike, I can't free come around and see what's happening like normal. So I guess we'll just go and see what happens. Like you. That's what I mean though. So look, immediately, I jumped off the bike, that was silly. Immediately they're flying into the bloody spikes. They're vomiting on because I built out the bars, that was dumb. I should have built out a scaff ladder so they can't penetrate with vomit, but they're all dying. Oh, but there's definitely zombies down below though. That's the dream. If I can just get that and make that better, it'll be better. Instead of scaff ladders, I've just used the pole doubles. They're not quite as good as the scaff ladders. They're slightly less good at blocking the vomits from both cops and vultures, but I like the aesthetics of it. Aesthetics always matter. Scaff ladders don't have corner pieces, which is a bit of a shame, but they can't be the best block for everything. Sometimes they do have a con or two. That's the wrong bloody way. Make sure everything lines up. I know it's not super important right now, but it's important to me. Aesthetics always matter. I've just built a spikes club. I've built a mace. If you had a tapered neck or something, it would just straight up be a medieval mace. But all right, yeah, fair enough then. Get back in my body. Let's go to Horde Night and see how this is going to go a bit better. So the vomit shouldn't be able to get through. They're all going to get pickled on the spikes anyway. Oh, we can kind of see. I managed to get a little bit outside. So this is the problem though. The radiator vultures are way tougher than the regular vultures are, so they will definitely survive longer. So maybe give an iron spikes or a turret to be the go, but that seems to be working pretty well. I can't see down below to see if there's any zombies underneath, but I'm sure there are gonna be. And you can see what kind of the concept could be if I can just control the spawns. So I was just looking at the spawn counts, which is in the F1 menu. You can kind of read through the matrix if you know what you're looking for. What I'm looking for is this. So this is a fresh wave of Horde Night zombies that spawned 2 regulars, so a soldier and a Mo, and 6 radiated vultures. So that's actually quite a big change from what I saw previously. Where are they? They're all down here. So I've got 6 vultures, much weaker than the regular ones. So if I had like turrets or something up here, I don't have to deal with 6, and then if I build something to like let the other 2 run around, that could be pretty good. But then we're just getting back into the same thing as normal, like running a path with a zombie dropper or something, trying to negate the Horde rather than fight the Horde, which if you're going to do that, you may as well build a regular base and ignore the vultures altogether. So I think I'm going to go with that kind of half idea I mentioned before, where if I replace all the blocks on the ground with blocks that I've placed and stop the ground zombie spawning at all, we can just have vultures. Yeah, they're tougher, we'll deal with that later, but that I think is a good idea. I did something really stupid. I did something very dumb. I was just happily cruising around, building stuff, making stuff, trying to level out the ground a little bit, and instead, I undermined my tower, and I'm starting from scratch. Why am I like this? Why am I like this? And more annoyingly, why don't I ever learn that I'm like this and take appropriate measures? I hate me. I'm trying to tell myself that maybe it was a good thing that I accidentally collapsed my tower, because now, I mean, I was just going to replace all the blocks with concrete blocks anyway, but there wouldn't have specifically been blocks that I had placed. So it may not have worked anyway. So I'm going to pretend like this is a good thing. You know, now I'm definitely making sure that I've placed every single block that's going to be on the ground around the tower that I have to build. Those are the words I'm going to repeat to myself, or I'm crying in my sleep tonight.
One eternity later.
Okay, so yet another great reason why building these giant platforms along the ground to stop zombie spawns is both time, resource, and energy inefficient. Just took so long to place all the blocks down. That's with God mode. It's like 1,500 blocks I had to place. And I don't even know if it's actually going to be big enough, because I've only gone 22 blocks in every direction. So like 40, well, including the middle actually, 45. What are you? Where's a little measuring? Yeah, 22 by 22 and 23 blocks up accidentally, but that's all good. So if that's not big enough to stop the zombie spawns, it's just gonna have to try something else, because I'll build bigger than that. It'd take way too long to really be a viable option. You can go there, you can go like that. I'm gonna quickly grab the Horde Knight. Hey, look, now at least I can see. Yep, no, thank you. Forgot about God mode. Oh, they did spawn too. They did spawn. So they spawned a little bit further away than I would like. They're spawning so far away. Hold on. They're spawning like out here. How far away is that? How far away is that they're spawning? I remember like in the lake base back in Alpha 21, I think it was like 48 blocks laterally was the distance before they stopped spawning. It was coming out all the way out to here, like, wasn't it? So 43. That's gonna be like triple the amount of resources. Nah, not worth it. Not worth it at all. So some of them are spawned all the way back on the lip of the next little divot I've taken. Some of them were spawned just down to them. Look, okay. For science, I'll try not collapse. In fairness, my tower's like basically nothing now. I'll try not to collapse anything, but that's how far it needs to go. Oh my goodness, that's so far away. Okay, so if I go from the middle block here then, all the way out to you, how far is that gonna be? I have to go a little bit extra for safety too. So like, to there? Dude, that's so far. I have to make all of this either wood or concrete or cobble or something. That's ridiculous. That's so far. That's so far. Look at this. Look at this absolute monstrosity. Man, I mean, I was thinking like, listen, I've got the tools, I've got like everything working for me. I can do it now with significantly less effort than doing it like a proper survival where you have to smelt and like craft all this concrete. But that is a ridiculous amount of material that's gone down for that. But I should do, hopefully, that should stop the spawns. So let's give it a go and just see how it goes. If I don't do it, that's just shirking the responsibility onto someone else, and someone else will have to go figure this out. So, Horde night. I'm on my bike. I see vultures spawning. Spawning on the very... Oh. Look. Wait, no, over that way. So even as big as this is, I still didn't build it quite big enough. Why? Hang on a second. So that must be the outer echelon of how far away they're going to spawn from me. So from you to you, how far is that? How far is that? 49 blocks. Well, I did say I thought it was going to be 48 from the lake base once upon a time, so maybe I was right. Look at this. Look at this. I've gone 49 blocks in every direction, built a tiny little spire in the middle. I had to actually move the spire a bit because I was going to go over the top of this POI over here, and I don't know how that's going to affect things. The area that I had allotted for this has grown substantially. This is an eyesore, and I hate it. But if it works, then at least we have the answer to the question we were hoping for. Does that spawn any zombies? Have I built far enough now? I bloody hope so, that no zombies have spawned. I don't see any. I think we're... You cheeky sons of bitches. Is that... Hang on, how far is that? From you to you, how far are we looking? Oh, you're joking. And they're spawning on the 49th block. Alright. Alright, somehow, despite glassing the planet like we're the Covenant, we need more shiny ground. I've added in that extra rung where the zombies spawned last time, so hopefully that means we have some peace and quiet. And in fact, enemies, so what's to spawn 635 zombies? Yeah, now okay, bonus every 21, don't know what that means, but no zombies are spawning. So there is a limit. There is a point where you can cover the ground with enough player-placed blocks that the Horde is nullified, but it's completely ridiculous. It's not even... It's not a viable option. I wouldn't do this if you pay me thousands of dollars. Oh, actually, everyone's got their price, and I would like to eat something other than ramen noodles once in my life, so maybe I'd do it for that, but like, look, this is ridiculous. This is one of those things. It's kind of like the assassin armor, the tier 6 assassin armor being really, really good. If you're going to invest this much time, this much effort, this much work into nullifying the Horde, then you've earned it. You've put in the effort, you've put in the work. It's not cheesing the Horde if you have to do this amount of shit. That's ridiculous. So it's actually only 49 blocks that way. So 49 maybe might be the magic number then. 49 that way. What about going out the other way from your feet out to this corner, to you? How big are you? 51 and 49. So it must be 49 then. Maybe I miscounted that? Oh no, that's 50, oh, 51 there. Okay, so I must be a little bit closer than I wanted to be. So 49 appears to be the magic number there. Never, ever would I do this. That's so dumb. Oh, for goodness sake. There's more. So 49. Alright, we'll go out to 50. This isn't what I was supposed to be testing. I was supposed to be building like a bloody birdcage horde base or something. This was just one of the options, and it's still not doing it. And in fact, I did notice one of the other spawns, that the vultures, even though they're flying, they spawn on the ground too. So this wouldn't even get you just pigeons, and it just gets you nothing. Kill all of you. Restart the horde night again. Does that spawn any of them? I'm now off my tower because I was too close to this edge over here after all. So I should now be exactly 50 blocks away from you, which I am. 50 blocks there. Someone spawned. Someone spawned. Where'd you spawn? Where'd you spawn? This is dumb. This is way too much effort for no reward. Nah, it's still spawning. It's still spawning. I don't think there's going to be a limit. I don't think there's going to be like a way that... Because look, you're spawning 51 blocks away. 51 blocks away you're spawning. So maybe it does like a progressive check, like it starts at where it wants to be at like, you know, the 35, 40 block range and works its way out. And if it can't find anywhere, it's spawning less, but it's definitely still spawning. And yeah, nah, I think I might have fixed that. And probably fair enough too. not that anyone's building that anyway. Okay, well, we'll get rid of those. That was what I was supposed to be doing anyway. I wanted to try and build a bird cage. So the next thing I want to try and get this to work with is going straight up into the sky. If I go max distance up into the clouds, maybe it will only spawn the pigeons at me, but man, I can't believe after all that, it still didn't work. I'm all the way at the top of the world. It's a pretty long way down there. Just gotta chuck on a little platform for me to stand on. I don't think this is gonna actually go the way I want it to. I still think it's gonna spawn the vultures down below and send them at me, but I guess we'll find out. Go like yo. It's definitely spawning. It's definitely spawning not only vultures, but also spawning other zombies as well. We've got a businessman, we've got a big mama, we've got a bowler, which is a ScoMo with a different top, but still a ScoMo after all. And the other thing is because they're spawned all the way down the bottom as well, they're gonna be beating on the pylon that this is all standing on. Can I pop in my body please and go all the way down? It's a long way down to see what they're doing down here, because they're just gonna collapse it. They're just gonna collapse it. Where are you? You're not even actually turned on. There's the birds. There's the zombies. Ooh. Although, interestingly... Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say, maybe they don't know where I am because I'm way too far away, all the way up there, but... Nah, they know. Nah, they know. Although the pigeons aren't coming for me, which is interesting. Yeah. Nah, not going to work. Not going to work. All right. Look, there is a very real possibility. Like, this was never a guaranteed thing. There's a very real chance this just won't work out, but... Oh, I wanted to at least get somewhere. So far, bloody the giant plates failed. This has failed. How can I get anything to work? In fact, you know what? Because it's going to be fun. I just want to. Yes, look at it. I love destroying stuff in this game. It might just be like Stockholm Syndrome though, because I keep doing it by accident. I have one more idea which probably won't work, but we'll give it a go anyway. And that is, I mean, you want a vehicle after all. You have movement. Movement is going to be the best thing for you. So what if you could keep on moving between areas? So the vultures still come down and impale themselves. That's all good. But the zombies that are on the ground will keep having to change their path. And actually kind of like... Not too dissimilar, where was it? It's over there. Not too dissimilar from the battle axe base. This base, I try to get like a looping path to trick them. Instead of doing that with electricity and hatches that don't work, instead of using that way, we can use me as the bait as a way to get them to change their path. Potentially, it might work, it might not, it might be a complete clusterfuck like that thing was, but we won't know until we try. What a contraption this is. I've built myself, I was gonna say a racetrack, but it's just a circle and I'm only gonna be turning left, so calling it a racetrack probably isn't right, maybe like a NASCAR circuit. But I've built this thing with some spikes up the top. The idea is that I'm just gonna stand up here and pedal all the way around, try and, yeah, I'll give myself a nice little, a little bit of leeway on the corners, get it around, okay, yeah, turns out turning left is hard. Anyway, I'm gonna try and drive around here, because as I go around, I'm gonna get closer and closer to each one of the pillars. I've built the spans at the maximum length the concrete will allow, so any damage anywhere will collapse the whole thing. But ideally, it'll keep the few zombies that spawn down below occupied. When I'm close to that one, they'll try and beat on that one. I go to that one, I'll try and beat on that one. I don't know if that's actually going to work or not, but then I've got the spikes up the top, not just to skewer myself through the helmet, but also to try and deal with the pigeons. This will go well. I'm sure this will go well. What could possibly go wrong with this? Let's get the Horde in and start pedaling away. Now, I don't want to go too quickly, both because I can't drive, but also because I don't want to give the ground zombies the wrong idea and go to the wrong pillar. They're all getting stuck in the fences though. It's a little bit janky because the camera's having some issues. I could go first person, be so much better, but... Oh, look at that. Look at that. We've got some dead pigeons. Got more dead pigeons. And actually, the faster they swoop in, the more they get stuck up in the spikes and the better off I am. All that matters now is what's happening to the zombies down below. If they're changing between the pillars, then this might actually work. It's a dumb build. It's a dumb bloody contraption. Look at all the pigeons. Look at all the vultures. Look how many feathers you'd get out of this. In fact, if I go up like this and get my camera facing down, it's harder to drive, but look at what the zombies are doing down below me. They have no idea what to do. They have no idea what to do. They're trying to chase me and go for, oh my goodness. Look at them. Look at them over there. They're beating on shit for a moment. They're going to forget about that in a moment and come follow me. Look, there they are down below. So I'm just like, I'm dangling bait like I'm the chick hanging out in the moon at the start of a DreamWorks movie. Just luring the zombies around. Oh, shit, until I do that. Okay, well, it was working until I was a sponge cake. Potentially, making myself a railing so I don't fall off would be a pretty good idea. But dude, that worked out really well. Go, chuck the bike back down, jump back onto you, start pedaling around again. Ow, I immediately crashed. Come on, Josh, get it together. But that actually worked out pretty well. Look at them, they forget about the pillars, they come chasing me. Come on, everyone, around you come. Somehow this has worked. Although there's no more vultures spawning anymore. Ow, my face. There's no more vultures, but this is fine. I've made myself a looping base by accident. I'm gonna leave that there and just back away. Cause listen, does it work the way I intended it to when I first came in here today? No. Does my initial ideas work at all? Also no. Does this monstrosity work at all? Definitely no. But this has some potential. It's kind of fun. If you were bored during Horde, you just want to deal with it at all. If you wanted to make an infinite pathing loop base, kind of like what the battle axe base is supposed to be, but just get the zombies trapped running from point to point forever and doing no damage. I mean, you could just build it bigger, make yourself a racetrack in the sky. A Horde Night Grand Prix. If you fall off the track, you get eaten by the zombies, so you don't want to crash out. That'd actually be sick. And it takes so much work to build though, building a racetrack in the sky, but that'd be pretty fun. If you have any friends, I'm very jealous of you, but you can all have a race during Horde Night. I want to do that now. If that's ever a possibility, I want to make that happen. But I'll have to maybe make that happen. Have a Horde Night Grand Prix. What if it was this video in another episode, because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to the patrons of the Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked, make sure you hit the like button down below, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter, but don't talk to you there first. I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.